What's going on, you guys? TBR here. Welcome back to the channel and happy Monday to all of you out there. I hope you all enjoyed your weekends. In today's video, we are going to be revisiting a topic that quite a few people have requested that I do a video on over on my community tab. I've been posting some photos over there over the course of the past couple of weeks, teasing some different things that I have been accomplishing with my boss syndrome Nameless, and in today's video I'll go ahead and fulfill the wishes of those over in the community tab that have been requesting it and give you guys some of that footage in today's video. But before we get into all of that more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Cue the intro. Alright, you guys, now before I go ahead and get out of here and let you guys enjoy the footage of Nameless in action, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the build and show you what has changed since we did those previous videos in this series. Now, for those of you who have not seen those videos, links will be in the description, but I will go ahead and give you guys an updated look at the newest build for this character. So, as far as what I'm using on my Nameless, it might have changed over the course of the past couple of weeks. The biggest thing is going to be the card set that I'm using. Now, I've told you guys before, if you watched my spotlight video for this character, again, if you haven't seen that, link will be in the description, that I did think that the Idol set or the Shizuru set was going to end up being the best set overall for him, but I didn't get a good chance to go ahead and test them against each other, mainly because whenever I was rolling for Transcendence effects and building up my Shizuru set, I had gotten very, very lucky with the effects that I got with that. So as you guys can see, if you don't remember, I got Darkness on one, and then I got critical damage for defense fighters on the other two. So therefore, I had been using this set, and it was doing amazing damage. Again, if you guys want to see the performance of that card set with these option cards in pretty much the same build, you can find those in the description. But when it comes to the new set that I'm using, of course I'm using the Idol set. Now, for those of you who saw my spotlight on this character, you would know that I said that Idol set or the Shizuru set were going to be the best possible set for him. And so what I did is I went ahead and I re-rolled for effects on my Idol set because I did not have good transcendental effects for my Nameless yet, and I was able to go ahead and finally pick those up. So on this one here, you're going to see that I have an increase to my defense type fighter's attack by 4%, and then I am going to have an increase to my defense type fighter's darkness damage, and then finally I am going to have this one here that increases my defense type fighter's burn damage. So that is what I have on the set, and that is what you are going to be seeing me use in all the footage as we go through this video. So I went ahead and I just used the Idol set with these option cards, and that's pretty much what you're going to see specifically whenever it comes to the run against Guild Raid Omega Rugal on hard difficulty. This is going to be the exact build that I use there. Now, for those of you who did see those videos, you would know that I've been waiting to get a new unpairing kit, so I can go ahead and put the crit stone here on the hexagon slot so I can try it out. Unfortunately, I still have not gotten one because, again, Netmarble hates me, so therefore I still do have this one here, so nothing's changed there. The only thing that's really changed with the imprint stones is you are going to notice that I do have 2 gold stones for my star and my moon stones now. Now, unfortunately, these are not going to be buffing either of my dots. Instead, these are both just going to be double attack stones, so that is why I have these here. So therefore, these are just here for the stats and not much else. Unfortunately, I still do not have a stone, or stones rather, for either of these slots that are going to be perfect for this build, but eventually that'll happen. So that is what we have got as far as the build, you guys. Now, of course, the Idol set versus the Shizuru set, really, to be honest with you guys, until I was able to get the transcendental effects needed on my Idol set, they were both running very similarly as far as the numbers are concerned. So there isn't a major gulf of difference here, so I know if there's people out there that have missed out on the Shizuru set, it isn't necessarily a must-have for Nameless, at least not in my opinion. As long as you have an Idol set, this is going to do you just fine, and you guys are going to see that in the numbers today. So overall, that's pretty much the build. The last thing I suppose I should show to you guys is going to be my fame. Now, one of the other things that you're going to see in this video today, there's my fame there for my green types, so you guys will see that and know what's going on there. The one other thing I am going to mention here that you are going to see in this footage today is going to be my Nameless soloing a couple of Immortals. Now, Right now we have Immortal Vulcan available, and unfortunately, Vulcan does resist green element fighters. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to just solo through Vulcan. He's probably going to end up being the only one that my Nameless can't. And if you are wondering what I mean by soloing Immortals, you'll find out very soon as you go through this footage. But basically, I do plan on trying to go through all these different Immortals as they rotate in. And I knew going into this Vulcan was going to be the one that I probably couldn't do that with because he outright resisted my Nameless. So there's that, but I should be able to do that with the rest of these characters as they come up for the Immortal rotations. So that is what you're going to see in this footage. Hopefully you guys enjoy that part. I was pretty happy with it. I thought it was pretty funny to watch, so I hope you guys find it just as enjoyable. But anyway, that is going to be the updated Nameless build for everybody who's been asking. Again, the idol set does bear itself out, in my opinion, to be the best of all the sets for this character. But then again, when it comes to the performance, it really comes down to the difference in the transcendental effects on my end, because otherwise they both pretty much they kind of put up the same numbers overall together, as long as the transcendental effects aren't what is kind of causing one to outperform the other. If it's just neck and neck, then it tends to be kind of that way as far as I've seen it with the numbers. But it's going to be different for anybody, I find, just based on certain things like crits and so on. But I do think that the idol set is probably going to be the best overall set for this character in general. So anyway, you guys, that is going to be my introduction here. I'm going to let you guys enjoy the footage. I hope you find it enjoyable. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the video. Peace.
continue.